in today's tutorial, we'll be looking on one more GlideRecord function, okay, which I find pretty amazing, and I hope that after this tutorial, you will also find the advantage of this particular function. And the function which we'll be exploring today is addJoinQuery. Okay. So what this function does? So it adds a filter to return record based on the relationship in a related table. Okay. So for example, find all the users that are in the database group. Okay. So over there we have a relationship with the user record. We have this user group member table, related table, right? So based on that, if you want to define certain queries, or if you can take another example, would be find all problems that have assigned to that has assigned incident. Okay. So if or the another problem which we'll be looking is like if you want to see you want to find all the incident, okay, which has attachment attached to it. Okay. So just think, okay, how you will be proceeding, okay, if you don't know this function. So I will simply go to script background. Okay. Background script. Okay. And we'll be trying this use case. So the use case for first we'll be going with a primitive way, then I will show you how you can ease it out using this function. So the use case is like we have to find all the incident where it has attachment attached to it. Okay. So first and foremost is active incidents. Let's look for active incident. So first we will go for variable gr incident equal to new GlideRecord. Right. We'll give it as incident. Then we want to check on the active records, right? So we will go for gr incident dot add active query. Perfect. Then the next step is like we got all the incident, okay, which are active now. Okay. Now we'll be like gr incident dot query. So we will get all the incident which are active. Okay. Then over here, okay, I hope this will be the method which you will be following. Okay. Query, then while gr incident dot next. Okay. Now there are two ways. It will be based on your choices. Either you are iterating over each and every record, or you will take all the active records, all the active incidents, right, push it to an array, and then you will be doing like sysID includes in this kind of thing. Okay. But I will iterate over each and every record. Okay. And over here I will define a function to verify whether it has attachment attached to it or not. So I will give it a flag as flag, and over here I will define a function which will take one attribute. Okay, what it will attribute will be, it will be gr incident sysID. Okay, this is the attribute, and we'll be passing it out at the last. Okay, and let's do that also. And we will be doing gr incident dot get unique value. Okay, so it will return the sysID. And what we'll be doing in this self-invoking function is we'll be calling the sys attachment table. So it will be variable gr add equal to new GlideRecord, and it will have sys attachment, and in the query what I will be doing is I don't know the exact column for this, so I will sys underscore attachment dot list, and over here the column name is table sysID, right? I don't know the bracket name also for the same. So just I just clicked on this, right? So we want to look on this record, right? So we'll do configure table for the people. Okay, are not aware how to see the backend name. Okay, so here we know that it's getting stored into table sysID column, right? So this is, so the backend name for it is like table sysID. So we'll go over here and we'll do gradd dot add query. In query we will give what? This particular column should match the sysID of our record. So it's gr incident sysID. Okay. And if it matches, okay, so I will do gradd dot query. Okay, and we'll be doing if it has any record. Okay, so if it has any record, so it will be like gradd dot next. Okay, or don't have to go for, we can go has next. If it has something in it, then we'll be like, will return true. If not, okay, if not, then else will return false. I think the code is easy, right? So this is how you can achieve it. And now once we come out of this function, so we have this flag, okay, and over here what we'll do, we'll utilize this flag to print the incident which has, so if flag, if it's true, means if it has attachment attached to it, then we will print the name. So we'll give gs.info and we'll give gr incident.get display value. A lot of code, right? So let's see. I hope it should work. Okay, let's give it a try. I didn't try it out. So if I run this out, okay, so it gave tons of incident, right? Okay, I will just, how I will get, so I can do one thing with this. I can also push it gs. I will define an array variable count equal to, I will define an array, and at the end of this array we will be like count dot push. We can push anything because we just have to find the length, right? So I'll push this display value only. Okay, perfect. And then we can simply take a count. So I will give gs.info and info of what? Count dot length. Okay, let's run and let's see how many records we have. So we have 53 records according to this query, okay, which has incident attached to it, right? Let me just check once again. Yeah, so we have 53 records with the incident attached to it. Okay, this is good. Now if we want to do the same, okay, using the join query, then let's see how exactly it works. Okay, so we have to go over here. Okay, we don't have to bang our head to drive this big logic. Okay, so you can simply do variable gr incident equal to new GlideRecord. It will have incident, then it will be like again gr incident dot add active query because we want active records only. Now the change happens. Okay, so here we'll be using instead dot add join query. Okay, so what this join query does, it accepts three attributes. Okay, three parameters. Okay, so as you can see, the first attribute is join table, which particular table you want to make a join with. Then primary field is like a field on the table, means on the parent table, which is incident table for us right now. What fields defines the relationship? Okay, so it will be sysID for us, right? And the last thing is the on another table. So we are doing relationship with attachment table, right? So on attachment table, what field this field which you have passed as a primary field corresponds to? Okay, so join table field. Okay, so in this case we have a table called sys underscore attachment, right? And we'll be doing join, right? So join will be what? So it will be a field called sysID, because on incident table we want to mark it as sysID. And what will the field it correspond to when it comes to the incident table? Okay, so it will be table sysID, right? So where this sysID gets stored on the attachment table. Boom, and done. You are done with the code. Okay, now if you do GlideIncident.query, okay, and then while GlideIncident dot next, we will simply print it out. Okay, gs.info, and it will be GlideIncident dot what will get display value. Okay, or you can do anything whatever you want. I will be just displaying the value. That's it. So you have to write so much of code, including two GlideRecords. It can create a performance issue also. Okay, you can get the entire thing done using this. You can get rid of one GlideRecord if you use this query. Okay, let's run and let's see if we get the same result. So if I run this out, I think I missed something on my previous. Just a second. Flag, incident, sys attachment, gr incident sysID. Okay, query. If it has something, it will return true, as it will return false. I think this code is okay. Something missing over here. Let's check. Sys attachment, right? attach. sysID. Let's see if something is wrong over here. Let's debug this out. Okay, so it's a debugging experience now. Okay, so first we have to see is like if flag, right? If flag. So is it going into this or not? Okay, so I will do gs.info. I will give hi. No, it didn't go anytime in this. Okay, so something is fishy over here. Share incident sysID. Okay, so if I give this control X and if I put it over here, right, and or not here also, if I put it over here and I give this value on the incidents, Mm-hmm. So it's coming over here. Okay. Now something is fishy over here. Sys attachment. Again, this one really. I think the table sys ID is the wrong field. That may be the only thing. Yeah. Attachment table. Okay. Not this field, I guess. It's character. Show form. Sure. Oh, why I went to the schema. My bad. This is the ID. Table underscore sys underscore ID. Because we are using the same, so ideally I should not go with it. Oh, my bad. We missed this out. Okay. The curly braces. My bad, my bad. So it's 10 records, okay? Now if you see, okay, over here, and if I will just comment this out with this high one. Okay. Now it's giving 10 records over here. Okay. It's 10 record. And if we do the same, right? So I will just comment this out. Okay. And if I go over here and see, okay. So gr.query, and if I want to see the entire row count, so I can do gs.info get gr incident dot get. I just missed that brace out right over there. Okay. And if I run, so it also gives 10 records. So it's the same. So as you can see, the length of the script has reduced to, I think, 1/3. Okay. Isn't it amazing? Okay. Let's look at one more example. Okay. With the same. Okay. So you got the query, right? Okay. So whenever you use addJoinQuery, okay, the first attribute will be on which particular table you are referencing to. Then the second attribute is like the table on which you are acting. Okay. Which is GlideRecord incident one. Which field you want to associate it with. Okay, so it's this ID over here. And on the target table, on this particular table, which particular field this field matches to. So it's this ID. Okay, let's go to one more example. Okay, so the next example in our list is like, I will just paste out the statement. Okay, so the next example which we'll be focusing will be around problem. Okay, so we have to find problem that have incidents associated where the incident caller ID. Now, first thing, find problems, right? So the GlideRecord will be on problem table, first thing, okay? That have incident. So the associated table, the reference table or the related table will be incident, okay? Where the incident caller ID. So on incident table caller ID, that means third attribute, okay, will be caller ID. Field value will be equal to problem opened by. So on the parent table, the second attribute, the missing attribute will be opened by. Okay, pretty simple. So let's find it out. So how we can do a variable gr problem equal to new. If you try thinking this out, okay, on your own key, how much time it will take if you are not using this out. So you will get the answer. Okay, how beneficial this API is or this function is. So it's problem, right? Now the second thing what we have to do is simply we will be adding query. So gr problem dot add join query, and I explain you the first attribute is the related table, which will be in our case incident, because we want to look into the incident. Now we have to see, if you go, the incident is incident, which table from which field from problem, it will be the second attribute. So it's opened by, so I will just copy it out and paste it, open by. And the third thing is like what that particular field corresponds to on incident table. So it will be caller ID. Pretty easy to understand, right? No magics over here. And done. Okay. One thing you have to keep in mind, okay, this is not a true database join, okay. Rather, addJoinQuery adds a subquery, okay. So while the result set is limited based on the join, the only field that you have access to are those on the base table, okay. So you don't have access on incident fields, okay. So you just keep this in mind, and then you have to do simply grproblem.query, and ideally it should give all the problems which has associated incident which has opened by equal to caller ID on the problem. And then if I do grproblem dot what I'm doing, while grproblem dot next will simply print the gs.info grproblem dot get display value, right? And it should give the relation, okay. Now keep one thing, let's see. So it give all the problem, okay, which has incident, and I already explained it out. Keep one thing in mind. In this GlideRecord, as I mentioned, you don't have access to incident record. So if you want to do validation based on some related table, okay, records, then you can use this addJoinQuery, but you will not have access to those information of those tables, okay. So this is all for today's tutorial. Hope you find it helpful, okay. Sorry for the small mess which I did in the middle, okay, but I think the tutorial is pretty clear, and I find this function is pretty helpful, okay. If you have any queries, any doubt, please drop me a mail on technomog123@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, or you can drop your queries on this video itself, okay. I will try to resolve it. Till then, stay safe, stay happy, and have a nice day.